Hey ladies, instead of doing the meeting today, I thought I would show you the zone with the trap in a computer format. You can just watch it in your own time. You really need to know every position on the court. If you understand the person beside you, you'll know what to expect from them. And we'll talk about this more in a practice somewhere, but I mean, really relationships, teams are relationships. To make a relationship work, you've got responsibilities and there's just an element of joy to relationships, or at least good ones. I want you to have fun playing together. I want you to love playing defense together. But in order to do that, you've got to know and perform regularly your responsibilities. That's what produces that faithfulness to your task, produces this trust that enables us to play at a higher level. If you don't have team trust, there's really no ability to play all out because you're always worried the person behind you is going to fail and are they going to come help me? And we can't have any of that. You've got to be trustworthy, and that means knowing your job and everyone else's. So there are essentially three positions. There's top, the top tied pair, and the bottom tied pair. Tied means you move together. So for example, the ball swings down to the corner. There we go. Then that would mean 3 and 4 would need to move together. So it might look like this. 4 comes out to play a little defense, and look, 3 came to the hoop. 3 is tied, meaning the distance remains the same between 3 and 4. And now 4 can come up and begin the trap, really. Now, you'd have to come out if this person was a shooter and at least contest the shot. We can't stay back here and expect to get a box out. We're going to come out and trust that your tied partner will come to the hoop, and their responsibility now is boxed out. It does give up the backside, but we've got a mom there that'll handle the backside. She makes sure people don't come in her house. Now, how might it look to trap? If the ball did come down here by pass, then this would be a great time to trap. So 4 would be thinking, no line, no line, no line, meaning I don't want to give up the sideline, and I really don't want to give up the baseline. That would destroy our entire zone. That's how you beat this zone. But 1 sees that pass, slides over, and not trying to stop it, but just trying to seal it when it happens. Ideally, 4 would be down here, and 1 would be nice and tight, and we create this trap. Now 3, mom, she's always chasing the ball. She stays within her house. If the ball's at the top, sorry. If the ball's at the top, mom's up here ready to bump those cutters. If the ball swings around to the other side, then mom's coming around and she stays in her house. In this case, in the half court defense, mom's house is the key or the restricted area. And wherever the ball goes, she'll track. She'll stay in line with that ball and make sure that nobody's coming into her house, and she's watching the other side for the backdoor cutter. She won't allow that stuff either. No one in her house, no strangers in the back door especially. All right, so put the ball back. Sorry. Let's put the ball back over here. It's in the trap. Mom's tracking the ball but staying in the house. She's about right there. 3 tied to 4. There we go. So what are we offering? We're offering this offensive player a lob pass over 4 people to maybe this person who might catch it. We'll give them that, and that's okay. The next thing we will allow is we might allow them to outlet to the top. If they're going to really make a solid outlet, they fill all the way to the ball, and they're going to pass that. We'd like 2 to come up here and have an opportunity to hunt this, kind of hide in the shadows, and the moment the ball's passed, here it comes, and right there, you might get a tip on it, or if you're really fast, maybe even a catch. I don't know. But that's your opportunity to really make something cool happen. We want to intercept or deflect the pass. We're not trying to steal it from the player trapped in the trap. We could, if they went basketball baby, then please grab it and twist your hips. Grab it, pull it to your body and twist your hips. But I wouldn't slap at it. I think you bail them out and you help them out more often. If they do pass down here, if somebody were to make a pretty awesome cut and get down here, if they do try to pass around that, hopefully 4 is going to be on that sideline, taking it away. We've got a little order issue here. Just a second. 4 is taking that pass away. If it somehow gets through, though, 3 is tied to 4, and their responsibilities are together. Mom's tracking the ball, and now we're still offering only a huge pass across the court over the top. You might get cutters, but of course 2 is tracking that, right? Now there's this backside. Mom's still watching the backside. The cutter comes here. Mom has to respect the cutter and is going to believe with all of her heart that 3 and 4 will do their responsibility, and their responsibility is no baseline. So if I'm 3, I go here. I'm cutting off baseline, no baseline. So maybe dribble master here does some cool move and heads inside. It's okay, because by now we've got people recovering. 4 might be back already. Even in worst case scenario, 4 goes to sleep, which I would immediately sub for, but let's pretend to happen. Then 5 should be tracking the ball too, watching the ball. She's jumping 2. Maybe we get a bounce pass right here. But at this point, I would also hope that 2 has come down, right? Starting to cover. And now our X is pretty well trashed. Or is it? Is it really? Let's let them pass back out. Point guard comes out and they decide, mature basketball, let's set it back up. Just didn't go well. So they do that. And what do we have? 1 and 2, our top players, look, they're tied together. And they're still staggered because we don't let them do whatever they want. We're going to invite them to go to one side. They're still tied. Now 3 and 4 kind of slanted to one another, but still about the right distance apart. If you can kind of swing 4 down, looks good. And of course, 5 will always track the ball. There we go. We're back in our X formation. Really nothing changed. We just slid over and we made sure that 1 and 4 were trapping partners that were attacking the ball. It looked really good. So let's go through this again. Maybe the ball comes across. I'm going to put this ball in front, sorry. So ball comes across half court, and here we go. And they really force it over. Maybe they even dribble it over. Maybe this guy cuts out of the way and goes and posts up. I'm just making stuff up right now. Something to think about. And here comes the dribbler. Boom, boom. They force it over. Okay, 2 drops back. Don't stop the ball, but invite the ball to go to the corner. We're not stopping. We want to be just a hair behind. There it is. Now 3 is stuck behind a post player, right? It's not a fun place to be. 1's making sure the ball doesn't come back this way. 2 is making sure they keep going that way. And 3, you have to jump out. At what point? Well, it's up to you. When you think the trap is ready to be set. But I'd say somewhere at about 45 degrees to the hoop, somewhere like that. That's when 2's getting right on the hip. And now we're going to scare the ball handler to death. Ooga booga, ooga booga. And hopefully they freak out. That's the hope anyway. And they just drop it, kick it out of bounds, travel. We've seen a lot of that here and there. But I think at the varsity level, we'll see it less. We don't want this pass to go down and around the line. We want to cut off the line. But if it happens, it happens. Now, 4 didn't stay tied to 3. 1 stayed tied to 2. That's the right distance. But 4 didn't stay tied to 3. And look what it did to our zone. It's wide open. 4 has got to run all the way up and front that post player. So what happens? Worst case scenario, they throw it over for a dunk. That's not going to happen. They might throw it all the way over here, but we're going to recover. 5's going to get a piece of it. Who knows? But if it passed into this corner, 4, you've got to make sure that she doesn't shoot clean. If she shoots, that's okay, but we're at least going to get a handout on it. Now, if she's a great player, she'll dribble, pass, and she'll have dribbled down to the baseline, hit her post player, but mom would never let that happen because mom's tracking the ball, right? Now, are we tied together? Yeah, 3 and 4 are kind of awkward, but 1 and 2 are good. Maybe the ball does swing all the way across. Okay, so 5's tracking the ball. 4 goes back home. 3 tied to 4, back home. 1 and 2 go back to their spots, and we're back in the X. Now, there's a moment there where they could have attacked, yes, but we would want to believe that people will get back to their X when we're beat. Anytime the ball goes over, we're sprinting to the hoop, even in the half court. In a moment, I'll be launching a second video, and you'll be seeing what it looks like in the full court, but all the rules are the same. Top 2 tied together, forcing to the sideline. Don't let them go down the middle. Mom, tracking the ball, making sure nobody comes in the house without a little bit of a bump or a fight. Bottom 2, stay tied together, you're headed out. Vertical pairs, trapping pairs. You make a capital L, 1 on the bottom saying no line, 1 on the top saying you can only go out the top. Not in here, can't come in here. We will never be split. If we get split, we lose and it's a layup. All right, if you got all that, you're doing pretty good. In the next video, I'll do the exact same thing, just a little bigger in the full court.